What's going on, guys? It's your boy JoelGamerDude here. Welcome back at it again with a brand new video for you guys today. Today we are doing my 2023 album ranking video. Finally doing this. I'm actually pretty excited to do this, honestly. If you guys have not seen my 2022 album ranking video, definitely go check that out. I did that back in the December marathon 2023, so I definitely recommend that you guys see that. Today we're actually going to be ranking all of the albums that I reacted to back in 2023, and I am generally excited and also very nervous when it comes to my rankings for this albums, honestly, and how you guys are gonna think of it. But this is my opinion. But before we head straight into this ranking video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year. It will really mean a lot if you guys can help me reach that goal. Do not worry, I'm having a bunch of content coming soon for you guys when it doesn't relate to music stuff. I know I've just been kind of doing music stuff a lot recently, but if I'm gonna be honest, it's because I'm just been trying my best to kind of keep up to date, honestly. But anywho, let's head straight into this ranking video. Placing in number 11, we got Olivia Rodrigo, Guts. I enjoyed the album, don't get me wrong, but I think there's only like one or two songs that I play, honestly, that I really like. But if I'm gonna be honest, I haven't played them recently. It's just something that I haven't been looking back to re-listening, if that makes sense, you know? And don't get me wrong, I really did like the album. I gave the album a 7 out of 10, honestly. And if I'm gonna be honest, that's like the lowest ranking that I gave, like, from all the albums. And there's most albums that are 7 out of 10s, honestly. But the reason why, again, is generally because there's only like 2 songs that I really liked out of the whole album, and I don't really listen to it a lot. I'm pretty sure I haven't listened to them since like a month, I would say. Ooh, this one's gonna be hard, but placing on number 10 is Big Time Rush, Another Life. I really did like the album. There's like 2 to 3 songs that I generally liked out of the album that I kind of replay at times, you know. I said it in the album reaction. They did have, it looked like they had a lot of fun, honestly, when it came to making the album and everything. But just a lot of the songs didn't hit, you know, I'm gonna be honest. Like, they were all good in its own way, but there's like some songs that didn't really hit as much, you know. Again, there's only like 2 to 3 songs that I kind of listened to, but I haven't listened to them in a while also, because my moods change. I have like 2 different playlists. I have In My Feels playlist, and then I have my arrogant type of music. Of course, Big Time Rush ain't the type of person to be in the arrogant side. I prefer my arrogant music over In My Feels sometimes. It depends on my mood, you know, and right now, currently, my mood is kind of arrogant. Yeah, music-wise and everything like that, there's only like 3 songs that I generally liked out of the whole album, honestly, but the thing is, like, some of the songs didn't really hit as much, you know, so that's why I'm kind of just, like, placing it at number 10. Alright, this one, the reason why I'm placing it at number 9 is because, like, I love when an album has a story, you know, but this one has a story, but it's like a goofy side to it. It is Mansions 2 by Mansions, aka Black Bear and Mike Posner. Don't get me wrong, I really love the album, I really did, but the thing is, like, there's only like 2 songs that I really like replay, honestly. I think what kind of ruins it when I listen to those 2 songs is that, like, you have to base it off the transitions, you know, and the transitions, like, they're like in the middle of the, like at the end of the middle of the song, if that makes sense, you know. So it's like, there's this like one transition where it just goes, and then my next song is like fucking, let's say like Big Time Rush or something, you know. So it's like the transitions kind of like overtake the song in a way, you know, and that's why I'm putting in like on a lower scale, honestly, when it comes to my album rankings. And I also gave that album a 7 out of 10. Placing on number 8 is The Killer Roy, The First Time. I really loved that album, I really did, but there was a majority of the songs that I did kind of not necessarily hit for me, you know. I thought their songs were pretty alright, you know. There is a couple though, there's like 4 to 5 songs I think that I generally haven't replayed that I like. I know Well We're Wrong is one of them, you know, Where Do You Sleep? And then there's like a couple other ones, I can't really name at the top of my head at the moment, but like, there's like songs that freaking hit, and I'm like always replaying it, honestly. I think out of this whole like ranking, I think The Killer Roy, those songs honestly are my most replayable ones throughout this whole ranking, honestly. Well, kind of, actually, now thinking about it, but I generally did like the album, honestly. There's a couple of songs that I really did enjoy, honestly, and this is the only album that I gave a 7.5 out of 10. Coming in number 7 is NF Hope. I did like the album, don't get me wrong, but I think I had a little bit of a confusion with like one of the songs, honestly, because in my reaction, I thought Pandenomium was one of the songs that people generally didn't really like, you know, but I mixed it up, honestly. I generally mixed it up because it was a song that a lot of people did like. So I came into that song with not too high expectations, honestly, and if I'm gonna be honest, when I did the reaction, I liked it, you know, but I didn't really like it to my full extent, you know. And then when I started hearing it a little bit more, I was like, yo, this actually bangs. What the heck were people talking about? And then I realized that people actually liked the song. It was just more, I don't know what the hell I saw, honestly. So that's why people, boys and girls, don't ever judge a book by that cover. There's actually a couple of songs from Hope that I generally enjoy, like Careful. I think Careful is my like favorite one, honestly, out of the whole album. And then Let Him Pray also. Those two songs are like my favorites, honestly. And I gave that album 8.5 out of 10. Placing on number 6, Mike Towers, La vida es una, vive la tuya, no la mía. Something like that. Honestly, it's a long-ass title. And do I gotta tell you, man, I really like this album. This album is actually one of my favorites from the last year, honestly, just because all of the songs, they have a unique style, 1, and 2, I think it's definitely one of the most replayable ones that I have. Like, more replayable than the Kid Laroi ones, honestly. There's like a good, like, I would say like 7 songs, you know, that's in my feels and also in my Arrogant playlist. And I just can't skip them because, like, I just be like, yo, I'm gonna doze off to the song really quickly because the song is such a banger, you know. And, like, of course, La Capa is my favorite, honestly. It's crazy because I gave that album a 7 out of 10. And honestly, if I were to change that ranking, I would most likely put it on 8.5 and give NF Hope 7 out of 10, honestly. Now, we're heading straight to the top 5. Coming in number 5, which is a little bit of a hot take-ish, Bad Bunny's No Sabe Lo Que Va A Pasar Mañana. I am pretty sure I just butchered that whole album, honestly. Don't get me wrong, I really did like the album, honestly. I really did, but there is just like a few songs that I really enjoy, and there's songs that are replayable, honestly. But there is times where I kind of like have to like skip a song because it's like, I'm not really in the mood for it, you know. But like, it doesn't hit as much as like the other albums, I would say. I think it's because we're so used to his new music evolving in a way, so him kind of taking a step back, doing something that he actually is having fun doing, not saying that he didn't have fun with his previous albums, you know. I think it was just like a weird kind of stepping stone too, and then we're kind of like he's like testing the waters of how everyone's gonna like it, you know. I don't know, that's how I kind of interpreted like this whole situation when it came to that album. But of course, my favorite out of that song is Thunder and Lightning, and I gave that album a 7 out of 10 too. Placing in number 4 is Tiny's Data. Wow, man. That album, I gotta tell you right now, I do not skip a song. I mean, the whole album, like, when it comes to the whole album, there's a couple I will, but when it comes to the stuff that I added on my playlist and everything, oh, I do not skip it. I do not skip it whatsoever. I just be like, yo, hey. But honestly, on a serious note though, I really did enjoy that album. It was one of those albums that I kind of was suggested from my sister, honestly. And she said that, yo, you gotta listen to this album, you know. And she put like Para Siempre for me before I even reacted to the album. I kind of forgot that the name of the title, so I know there was like a Bad Bunny feature somewhere there besides Mojave Ghost. I just couldn't remember the song, and the fact that it was like the first song, I was like, oh, so this is the song. But like, again, I genuinely did like it, honestly. It was like one of my, it definitely is up there. I don't skip a song out of the whole thing, honestly, and I really love it. I think this is one of the albums I wish that I can re-listen to, honestly. But now we are in the top 3, and in third spot is Nick D and Connor Price, Till Next Time. I think when it comes to Connor Price and Nick D, you know, because I see that Nick D is starting to be a little bit more consistent with his music also. I think what's cool about them is that they're good with being consistent and also keeping the song short, good, because they kind of see they have like the certain formula which is kind of entertaining in a way, and I think Till Next Time was a good example of putting out a little short project, you know, and just kind of like putting bangers after banger after banger after banger. I think there's like this one song that I was kind of iffy about the whole project, if I'm gonna be honest, but it definitely was something like different, honestly. It really was. It's not one of those albums though that I would like to re-listen to, but the only song I would love to re-listen to is Swordfish, bro. Oh my gosh, Swordfish is freaking amazing, man. And I gave that album an 8 out of 10. Boy, do I have to tell you about these top 2 though. This was low-key kind of difficult for me to choose. It was, honestly, because I really love both of these albums, man. But, of course, it's time we say it. Placing on number 2 is Bada's Astronaut Boy. Oh my gosh, man. It was so hard putting this in second place because this is low-key like one of my favorite albums, bro. Like throughout the whole thing, it was like a whole story and everything, you know. And the reason why I'm placing it in number 2, I'm gonna have to give the reason when I like go to my number 1, honestly. But like, yo, there's so many good songs in this album, and I was like so happy with like the structure of it, just like the way it gave me such a vibe that I was like, yo, like I'm out of this world, ironically, you know. But to give my reason, I would have to say my number 1 at the moment, which is Arizona Service Wild West. Bro, nah, I love that album. That album was so good, man. Every single song, such a banger in that album, honestly. And I love it because like it's a good like amount of songs for an album, you know. I loved every single one. Of course, the interludes, they're there, but like it's just like it kind of feels like a story, and I'm a sucker for stories when it comes to albums, honestly. And boy, man, like when I like re-listen to the album, you know, I always think like I'm always finding something new and intriguing with the album because it's like it has a whole story, and it's like the first half is like him being in the West, you know, and then like him kind of like in the middle, it's like him kind of realizing that like the West is not all that, you know. And then at the end, he's like, I just want to go back to the East Coast. But he kind of like gives like in a 50-50, if that makes sense. And the reason why I put Bada Astronaut Boy at number 2 instead of 1 is because it's short. That is literally the only reason why I put it in 2, is because it has less songs, and like every single one of them was a banger. And I feel like this would have been such a like even tougher choice if that project, that album was longer, you know, and it would have been such a crazy like battle that I would have had, you know. This video wouldn't have made it till this day, and probably by the end of this year. But Astronaut Boy, I did give a 8.5, and I gave this album, Arizona Service Wild West, a 9 out of 10. So I generally love this album, man. I really did, honestly. But that is going to be my ranking for all of the albums that I reacted to in 2023. If you guys did enjoy this video, hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel. I actually had a lot of fun filming this, honestly. I thought it was gonna go like a little first draft type of thing, you know, but honestly, it turned out pretty good. Let me know what your guys' favorite album was of 2023. Peace out, guys. Remember, guys, to enjoy gaming day, make every day nice today. Everyone stay positive, be positive. You guys already know to have a positive mindset. Peace.